Happy Monday, Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel coming at you. Big news with Tennessee basketball. I don't know if it's big news. I've not seen any of the like on 3 or 24/7 sites confirm it yet. But this past weekend, Chaz Lanier, G League camp. That's kind of the big thing. Hold up with Tennessee's roster right now with where they're at recruiting. Tennessee has 3 roster spots left over. It's pretty well known they're all in on Chaz Lanier right now, pending that he comes back to college. But coming out of the G League Combine this weekend, there were 5 invites for guys from that camp to go to the NBA camp, and Chaz Lanier was not one of them. He scored, I think I saw 5 points, 3 rebounds. He was plus 10 in the plus-minus category, so he did have that. He was in 12 minutes. But some of the interesting news coming out of it is Mark Pope was at the G League Combine to watch Lanier. I think he was there to watch there's some other guys Kentucky's recruiting as well. I know Poplar, the guy from Miami's apparently recruiting him as well. So he was probably there to watch multiple people, but I haven't heard anything from Tennessee's staff was there. I'm not saying they were, and I'm not saying they weren't, because I've not seen anything that says that they were there. I do know Pope was definitely there though. And Kentucky's going on. Kentucky is trying hard to get him as well. The thing with it is Tennessee has waited all this time. Kentucky's still trying to fill their roster out. Tennessee is down to that one guy they're waiting on. That missing guy is Chaz Lanier, barring that he does come back. And I think I've seen some say he is coming back already, but I haven't seen it for sure announced that he's coming back to college. I think it's a pretty good indication though with some outlets, and there's some different stuff on some Kentucky outlets too. I saw one that's Big Blue Rondo says is tracking flights from Jeffersonville, Indiana to, I think it was Bartow, Florida. So they're trying to say that they're basically putting 2 and 2 together. Kentucky's going down to meet Lanier down at Northern Florida. According to Mike Wilson of the Knoxville News, and according to Aaron Torres, Fox Sports, Tennessee, I think it is, both of them tweeted out, and they didn't put dates or anything, but Lanier to visit Tennessee. They expect that to happen. So, what's each team going to sell here? What's the sell with each team with it? Talked about last week. I put the video out. He said he was going to the combine. He wanted to show them his defense. Yeah, I mean, the headline was what it was. I knew exactly what he was referring to, the combine on it. Some of you come in here like I'm stupid or something, like I didn't know what he was doing. I read the articles. I read the comments on it. I don't just look at the title and go with it, okay? I put my title up. I see who reads my stuff or listens to my stuff actually on it. I knew what he was referring to. He was referring to the G League Combine, wanted to work on his defense. But I think back to Dalton Connect last year. Here's kind of a comparison I'm making in regard to Tennessee. Dalton Connect last year, one of the things he was told he needed to come back and work on was his defense. Well, he came to Tennessee, worked on his defense. Now he's going to be a possible lottery pick. One of the most recent ones I saw was number 8 to the Spurs. I'm sure it's going to be around different places, but this time a year ago, I think Connect, I don't know if he was a potential second-round pick or not. He was definitely not a first-rounder, or he would have went to the pros. But I'm putting 2 and 2 together. A couple of things can be true here. I had Kentucky fans comment, well, the best fit is Kentucky. You don't even know Kentucky's system yet. We've seen Mark Pope do it at BYU. Will it work in the SEC? It might. It might not. We don't know that yet. How does that translate to the SEC? Mark Pope was not Kentucky's first choice. They weren't his fifth. He wasn't Kentucky's top 5 choices. That's where they went. Teams are finding out, not just Kentucky. A lot of your big teams are finding out nowadays it's not that easy to get good coaches in. Maybe from a mid-major program, but if you're trying to pluck one from another Power 5 or another major program, it's just not easy to do because they're set where they're at. They're making good money already. And especially, like a Dan Hurley who Kentucky pursued, and you can't blame him on that. Why would he leave Connecticut other than money? He's won back-to-back national championships. That's nothing against Kentucky at all. I don't know if there's any college job that would tempt him to leave that. Why would he leave that scenario? I mean, that's the thing to me that kind of puzzles me why you would do that unless it was for money. But you're already making pretty good money in that standpoint. But, my thing I'm getting at with it as well is Mark, I've seen Mark Pope's system is, we don't know that. You don't know that. All right. If Chaz Lanier, all right, if he's told defense is something he needs to work on, you're really going to compare Mark Pope with Rick Barnes? Give me a break. Give me a break. It's not even a comparison. Rick Barnes is one of, if not the best defensive mind in college basketball. The guy's a Hall of Fame coach. He is evolving. He's not set in his ways. We have watched Rick Barnes evolve over the last couple years. Specifically last year, he went out and got Connect. Dalton Connect carried this team to an Elite Eight, had a little bit of help with it. This team next year is set up already. You got Zakai Ziegler coming back at the point. You got Jemai Mashak. That's two really good players who set foundations. They're good leaders on it. Mashak is one of, if not the best defensive player in all of college basketball. Zakai Ziegler is one of, if not the best defensive point guards in college basketball. And Zakai Ziegler is going to be one of the best point guards in college basketball next year. You've added number 5 in offensive efficiency, Darlene Stone-Dubar. You have added a guy, I love this pickup, Igor Milicic Jr. from Charlotte. If you get a chance and you have not already, go back and watch, or go to YouTube, just Google Igor Milicic Jr. and watch some of his highlights. A 6'10 guy who can shoot, who can drive, who is versatile, who can clean the boards, who can swat your shot if you bring it inside already. Felix Okpara, Ohio State. He is kind of that rim protector Tennessee needs. He's that guy. He's not going to step out and extend the defense, but he can protect the rim, and he is going to be that kind of guy where they can feed it in for oops and things of that nature. He's going to be that center Tennessee needed this past season right here. You add to who's coming back with Cameron Carr, who I expect to be much improved. I've already mentioned Ziegler and Mashak here. You have also J.P. Estrella, the staff's high on. You're going to have Cade Phillips. You're going to have Jordan Gainey, who should get better with another year. You're going to add Bishop Boswell, who's an incoming freshman. So Tennessee is missing one player. Tennessee's all in on Chaz Lanier. There's that spot that is there for him. Whether you're looking at, I think your starting lineup as you look at it now is Ziegler. As of today, Ziegler, Mashak, Dubar, Milicic, Okpara. That's how I would see it. There's a few ways you could go. That two-guard spot, which is Chaz Lanier's thing, is wide open for him. If you want to come work on defense, two things can be true. If I'm a high school freshman and I want to get to the NBA, why would I not go to Kentucky? They're putting out one-and-dones probably better than anybody on the planet, any program in college basketball. If I'm a guy coming back for one more season and I'm trying to improve my draft stock, refer back to Dalton Connect. Got a visitor here in the background. There's this is Frank Rock. There's Frankie Rock back here behind me. But a couple things can be true though. If you're an incoming freshman, now that was with John Calipari. How's that going to be with Mark Pope? We don't know on that one. If you're a guy with 1 year left, you're coming back to improve your draft stock. You've already got your offensive game. You want to work on your defense. Come play for the best defensive coach in all college basketball. One of, all right? Hands down, one of, for sure, on it. You just saw Dalton Connect. You just saw the exposure Dalton Connect brought to that program. Went to the Elite Eight. He was talked about a lot all year. He was in the conversation for National Player of the Year. I would venture to say that Chaz Lanier in Knoxville, Tennessee could be the missing piece that makes them a serious national title contender. Now, is that to say they're the odds-on favorite to win? No, not at all. I saw a poll a little bit ago somebody put out for SEC standings next year right now, and he had Tennessee 6th and Kentucky 10th. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Neither one of those teams will be – both those teams, when it's all said and done, their rosters are complete, should be at least top half of the conference. I mean, now that you have 16 in there, there's a possibility they're the top 4th of the conference. We'll see how this thing plays out. There's going to be a lot of twists and turns. I think there's going to be a lot of anguish going on. I think there's going to be a lot of nervousness. In the end, I still like Tennessee's chances. He's from Nashville. He has connections to one of the assistant coaches. I've not figured out which one it is now. Maybe Rod Clark, but I'm not totally sure which one it is. I have seen there is a connection there, and he has connections to multiple former Vols on the team. In the end, when it's all said and done, and I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I would not bet money on this. Not with the portal. I don't know what factors are going to go into it. But when it's all said and done, I like Tennessee's chances to land Chaz Lanier and bring it home. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. All right. I would bet no money on it. I would bet no money on anything with the portal anymore. Especially this is going to be a tight one. It's going to be a tough recruitment for sure. But the consistent in this the entire time has been Tennessee. It was Tennessee, Maryland battle. Now it's Tennessee, Kentucky. The consistent is Tennessee. I like Tennessee's chances in the end. I'll keep you updated on any other information that's out there. If we get and again, this is with Lanier. We still have not officially heard that he's coming back to college, but from what I've seen around, I think it's especially with him not getting the NBA camp invite. I think there's a pretty good possibility of that. Kentucky feels confident. But of course, they're going to feel confident. Tennessee, the people with Tennessee that cover them feel pretty confident as well. I'm going with Tennessee on this one. I'm not an insider either. I just read things. I read between the lines. I do read both teams and where they're at on it. Kentucky's going hard after, and Kentucky has multiple targets. So Tennessee has one target they're all in on with it. That's an easy sell for Tennessee. There's a lot of easy sells for Tennessee, and I'm not saying anything bad about Kentucky. Well, it's a blue blood program. It's one of the greatest programs ever. Right now, at this point in time, though, Tennessee's the more stable, solid program. It is what it is. Tennessee's missing one player. Kentucky still needs multiple on it. I'm going to wrap this thing up, guys. Any Lady Vols news, any basketball news, any stuff coming at you, I'll try to bring that as well. But my name's Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. I hope you have a great Monday. And last, but most certainly not least, go Vols.